Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. I'm Russ Jones, and today I've got a special guest. I got Matt from Matador Prime Steak Company. How you doing, Matt?
Good, Russ. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, man. Today, Matt's going to be doing a killer-looking prime porterhouse steak. This thing weighs in at 3 1/3 pounds. He's going to be doing a mushroom and blue cheese sauce with that, and also some stuffed mushrooms. Is that correct?
Yep, we're going to stuff some mushrooms with our brisket sausage that we make from scratch in-house.
Oh, man, I've had that sausage. Killer stuff.
It's good stuff.
We're going to get going right after this.
The seasoning we're going to use on this steak is my proprietary rub. It's what we call Matador Prime Rub. It's really heavy on the salt, garlic, and big chunks of cracked black pepper. Goes really well with anything beef. Great on pork. Great as just an all-around seasoning, actually. But it's going to pair with this porterhouse really well. I'm not going to do a huge heavy coating because it does have a lot of predominant flavors. But what we really want to get is that, good spreading, good coverage of that cracked black pepper, because that's what's going to give the nice char. So we're going to turn that over. We're going to get both sides. Boy, look at that marbling. Marbling on that fillet is awesome. Again, just nice even coat. I'm not using any oil. A lot of people do. If you like it, use it. I prefer to put it straight on. I feel with a high quality piece of meat, you really don't need any oil or butter or nothing like that. Just a nice even coating of that rub.
All right, so what you gonna do, Matt?
Well, I'm gonna take the sausage out of this casing so that we can brown it.
Okay.
It's gonna be we're gonna mix it with all the cheeses to stuff the mushrooms.
Right.
But when we send these sausages out, there is a casing. I know you can't see it. We use a natural casing. None of the collagen or synthetic casings that the mass producers use. Mm-hmm. It's better for you, but it's really thin. So all I'm gonna do is cut a real thin slice there. And I'm just going to peel this casing right off. Only because I'm browning it. If I was grilling it, I'd leave it on, but we're just going to take it off. Kind of like a hamburger meat, I guess. Yeah. We're just going to put that in that pan that we're just going to brown. I'm going to do it to both of these. Each one of these sausages is about 5 to 6 ounces. Okay. Typically, people order them online. We send them out in 2-pound increments. So you get, anywhere from 5 to 7 when you order them online. Right. But this is our brisket sausage, and I can smell it. It's even a little windy out here, but I smell it. It is made with 100% USDA prime brisket, so it's got about a 20 to 25% fat content.
Wow.
Really good flavor. We season it up. When we first made it, I told the guys, I said, hey, I want to make this kind of what my brisket tastes like. Yeah. After I cook a brisket. So we use some powdered mustard and then salt and pepper and some garlic, kind of like the rub that we season that steak with. Yeah. And it just turns out to be it's a phenomenal sausage.
It's excellent, man.
The smell alone is what gets you, and then the texture, you can really get the fat texture on the brisket.
I did that on a video using my Lone Star offset.
Yeah.
And when I sliced into it, it actually had a smoke ring on every slice.
I love it. So we're going to brown this really quick.
Okay.
We're going to let it cool, because then we're going to mix it with the cheese. And I don't want the cheese to melt yet. We'll let the cooking process do that.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on. We're going to brown it.
Okay.
And then we'll be right back after it cools to mix it with the cheeses.
Sounds good. All right, it's party time, huh?
It's time to get down to the nitty gritty.
All righty.
Got our Weber kettle at 220, 225, which is about where we want it. So we're going to reverse sear this. When I place this on there, the fillet is going to cook quicker.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it away from the heat.
Right.
Plus, there's a nice fat rim on the edge of the strip side of the porterhouse. Porterhouse being strip and fillet. So this nice fat layer on the outside of the strip will help insulate the meat from any kind of direct heat that it's getting, even though we've got it indirect. That'll help provide kind of a barrier.
That radiant heat.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But the best thing about cooking this reverse sear is you want to get all that flavor out of the bone without overcooking the meat.
Right.
So this will allow us to bring it up to temperature. I mean, reverse sear is nothing new, but it works really well on a steak of this thickness. So we got the bone here. It's a porterhouse is a T-bone.
Right.
The only difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone is the fillet on a porterhouse is bigger than that on a T-bone. The lateral bone, for it to be a porterhouse, the fillet needs to be at least 2 inches off of that bone. Anything less, and then it's a T-bone. That's why you pay more for a porterhouse than you do for a T-bone.
Right.
So we got this there. We're going to set that on the, off from the coals. We're going to close the lid. We're going to put the vent directly over the meat.
Okay.
And we're going to let this go till we get to about a 125 internal.
All right. Let's see. Go ahead and get us a thermometer.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need some temperature. Feed that through there. I'm going to put it in the thick part of the strip.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to miss any kind of fat nodule. I think we're good right there, Russ.
You good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Catch up with you guys in about 45 minutes. So what we have here is just some baby bella mushrooms. You can use white button. You can use big portobellas, whatever you want. I just picked these because they're bite size.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to oil up the outside. And the reason we're doing that, if you don't oil them when you cook them, they'll shrivel. So we're just going to oil up the outside. I'll just do a few here. I won't bore everybody with doing, a dozen of these. But just get a good coating of olive oil on them.
Okay.
And again, like I said, if you don't do that, they'll shrivel.
Right.
So let's do that. And then I'm going to show you our stuffing that we're going to do is a garlic herb cream cheese and sharp cheddar, and then that brisket sausage that we browned earlier.
Man, that sounds good.
The smell is great. I can already feel it. Let me get a smaller spoon here. And then we're just going to stuff these. And I like them overflowing. I mean, if you want to go a little bit less, I like them just about like that.
I think you're right. That's why I would like it too.
I mean, the mushrooms are great, but the filling's where the money's at, right? So push it down really good into that cap. I'm going to put a little bit more on top of that guy. And then you can do these on the smoker or on your grill if you want to. It's just easier for me just to bake them.
Right.
Again, if you don't want to do it on your smoker, on your grill, or in the oven, do it on your smoker and grill. Doesn't really matter. Just get up to a good high heat and definitely indirect.
Right.
You don't want a direct heat hitting these; they'll burn up.
Yes.
So we're gonna finish stuffing these, and we're gonna bake them off at 350 for about 25-30 minutes.
In the oven.
In the oven.
Okay.
Like I said, you can put them offset, indirect. As long as you're getting that good high heat on them.
Right.
You just want to cook the mushrooms. Everything else in here is cooked. You want to melt that cheese and cook the mushrooms.
Gotcha.
The finished product, I think you'll see, will go with that porterhouse amazingly.
So, you just mainly cook them how long till?
25-30 minutes at about 350.
All right. Good
So
deal.
we'll finish stuffing these, pop these in the oven.
All right.
Pull them out when that steak's done.
Awesome. All right, we're getting ready to remove this. See if we can show you that. We've hit an internal temperature of 124 degrees. Don't pay any attention to the pit because we got the lid open. That dropped instantly. So we're going to take this over here and we're going to just tin it with some foil and let it rest for a little bit.
Boy, the color is amazing.
Man,
it looks beautiful.
It looks amazing. There you go, Matt. All right, Matt is taking, a half stick of butter?
Half stick of butter, 4 tablespoons. Yeah, we're just gonna saute some mushrooms. Baby bellas. We're just gonna saute these down. We're gonna get them pretty much fully cooked. Our steak's resting. This is only gonna take, 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
But we're gonna cook these down. Once these render a little bit, and mushrooms, 4 or 5 minutes, just enough to start wilting them.
Okay.
We should probably at this point, just a little bit of salt and pepper.
Got to season your mushrooms.
Got to season the mushrooms. There's no seasoning in cream and butter.
That's right. Well, I tell you what, Matt, I've been working with your products for over a year now and many videos, and it's a real pleasure absolutely getting to meet the man behind the meat.
Well, I tell you,
really enjoying this.
You do the meat justice. I mean, the meat is obviously a top-notch product.
Oh, yeah.
But without a good cook behind the camera, man, you do a great job with it. And
well, I appreciate it.
Matador Prime Steak is very happy to be with you.
I really didn't know what I had been missing because I told him earlier, you cannot find meat like that anywhere around here. Nowhere around here that I'm aware of.
Well, and that's, you know, we have what's called food deserts. I mean, obviously this is a luxury product.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, you go to, I mean, prime beef, only 2 to 3% of beef in America will grade out at prime.
Exactly.
And most of that goes to your higher end restaurants. And I always try to tell people, you know, there's better stuff out there. And until you try good prime beef, you really don't know what you're missing.
You really don't.
And for the price, you know, that steak we sell for $80 to $85 online for that one steak.
Right.
It's 3 1/3 pounds.
That's a lot of
You
meat,
can't,
man.
I mean, we can feed 4 people on that steak. Try taking 4 people to Chili's. Tell you what, you want to turn the heat down just a little bit.
Okay.
We don't want to burn the cream.
Right.
We're going to add just enough in there to incorporate it. That is probably about a half a cup, 3/4 a cup, maybe.
Okay.
I'm just going to stir it in. I'm
You
gonna
feel like I do. You eyeball things pretty much.
You know, I don't even know where my measuring cup and my measuring spoons are in my house. So we're going to bring that up to a little bit of a boil. Just let it thicken.
Okay.
We're going to add that blue cheese. We're going to let it rest, and it'll thicken up more as it rests.
Right.
By about that time, we ought to have the steak done. And
Right. Be searing.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some lunch.
Yeah, me too. I got another chimney of charcoal over here getting ready, and that's what we're going to put into the Weber when we get ready to sear the steak off.
All right, let's add some blue cheese. And again, it's really the taste preference. And you can really kill the heat at this point.
Right.
And because you don't, I mean, this is a non-stick pan, but blue cheese can get messy.
Yeah.
But we're just going to kind of let the heat of the sauce taste it. And if it needs more salt and pepper, we'll add it. It's going to be good. So, I don't know. I think we're ready to sear that steak. And by the time that's done,
all right,
this will be ready.
Sounds good. We have a screaming hot set of grill grates here. They're up to like almost 900 degrees.
I think that'll do.
Yeah. It's time to sear this bad boy off.
All right. Well, we pulled it at about 123.
Right.
So now it's just a matter of bringing it up to a nice medium rare. So we're going to put that on there. And I don't know about you, Russ, but I use a timer religiously.
Right.
So we're going to go 1.5 minutes. We're going to turn it 90 degrees. Try to get that really nice cross section. We're going to flip it over. Right. And we're going to do another 1.5 minutes. So a total of 3 minutes each side.
Awesome, man. That's smelling insane here.
I mean, the color's beautiful. The steak, I mean, talk about...
All might hinder the cross hatches somewhat, but maybe not too much.
Yeah, but I use
matter.
grill grates at my house, and I find if you press it just a little bit,
it helps.
It will help. You're not squeezing any juice out. I see people already freaking out. You're not going to squeeze any juice out. I'm telling you, the smell, if you could patent smell-o-vision, there's your $1 million idea right there. We were talking off camera, and I replaced all my grates with grill grates exclusively. I mean, if you've got a hot spot, this minimizes it.
Right.
You're still going to get that great sear, and the juices fall into these channels and kind of come back up into the meat.
Exactly.
I mean, I absolutely love them. I think it's just what a great invention.
Best thing since sliced bread, man. I'm telling you.
Or mushroom blue cheese sauce.
Yes.
All right, we're right at 1.5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just turn them 90 degrees. Press it down a little bit more. Another 1.5 minutes. We're going to flip it over, do it again.
Can't wait.
And I think at that point, we're ready to slice.
All right.
Got some stuffed mushrooms and a good sauce to go with it, and we'll be good to go. Well, here it is.
Man,
that's a 3 1/3 pound, 54 ounce prime Porterhouse.
That is a huge piece of meat, man.
I'm afraid to cut it. I mean,
I'm not.
Because you're not doing the cutting, I am. All right, they say you eat with your eyes first. So what I'm going to show you here is kind of a presentation technique on the Porterhouse. We mentioned earlier, you got 2 steaks in one. You've got the filet mignon, and you've got the New York strip or Kansas City strip, depending on who you're talking to. I'm from Kansas. I prefer Kansas City strip. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these off the bone. And you just let your knife kind of glide along the edge. Oh, man. There's the filet. We're going to come down here. We'll start over here, and we're going to take the strip off the bone. And again, just feel for the bone with your knife. Just at an angle. Just pull it right there. There's your strip. All right, so we always cut meat across the grain, right?
Yeah.
When that oxidizes, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be a nice medium. I know you've mentioned in your videos before that beef will oxidize and bloom, if you will.
Right. Get that pink color.
Yeah. Where the juices just, oh, tender as everything. We're almost going to kind of reassemble this. There's your strip. My goodness. You got a 2x4? I can cut it with a 2x4.
I felt that earlier when it's on the pit. That was super tender.
There's your filet. And there you go, Mr. Russ.
Oh, man. Beautiful.
That's a prime porterhouse. So here we got our mushrooms. Let's take a couple pieces of that filet. Let's take a couple.
Yeah, there comes that color coming out.
Oh, yeah. We'll turn that around. Let's take a couple pieces of that strip.
Ooh, beautiful.
Let's take a little bit of this sauce. Let's just kind of... The sauce is great, but let's let the beef be the star, right?
That's right.
There we go. There you go. USDA Prime Porterhouse, mushroom blue cheese sauce, and some brisket stuffed mushrooms.
Fantastic.
You know, as our friend Greg at Ballistic Barbecue likes to say, we'd be remiss if we didn't try this.
You're right, and we're getting ready to right now. There's 2 forks, man.
Hey.
Yeah, now we're starting to get that pinkish color coming through.
It is. It's beautiful medium. You know, I like to cook the bone-in steaks just a little bit longer.
Right.
Because I like to get that flavor out of the bone.
Exactly.
I'm as much a rare to medium rare plus person as the next. But they say the closer the bone, the sweeter the meat.
Absolutely.
So, please, host first.
We eating them from this one?
Whatever you like.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, that's an awful big bite, so I want to push.
Oh, you're going for the filet first, huh?
I am.
Did I turn you into a filet man?
I swear. Oh, man, that's super tender. Look at that.
I'm going to go for that strip right there.
Oh, dude.
Yep. I got to get some of that mushroom.
Oh, my God. That seriously melted in my mouth like cotton candy. But it don't taste nothing like cotton candy. Oh, my God, dude. That is fantastic.
That's a good eat. I'm going to get in one of these mushrooms, though, Russ. I'll take this half. You take that half. Yeah, that steak, I mean, the rub comes through. The mushroom and the cream just augments it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mm. Mm. That mushroom, I cook stuffed mushrooms at least once a week for a side dish. That brisket sausage in there with that herbed cream cheese, I mean, that's that whole umami that people talk about, just that flavor that you can't put your finger on.
Right.
That's a great pairing.
Well, look.
I'm gonna have to.
I'm telling you, folks, this is fantastic. Matt, buddy, I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for hosting me.
Come all the way from Dallas, Texas to Biloxi, Mississippi.
I was in the neighborhood.
To cook me a porterhouse.
My pleasure doing it, Russ. Thank you again. You know, great host, great piece of meat.
I want to do it again. If you're ever back in this area, man, let's do it.
I'll find a reason to drive 8 hours for a steak like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Until next time, smoke your ribs.